Here we go. Live over on the Dash of a Lawn today. How you doing, folks? Doing another paint along. Working on some Napoleonics 10 mil Magister Militum. Doing 10 guys at a time. 10 guys equals a base. 5 guys, 2 ranks. So it's 10 per base. And that's a battalion. So I'm working on battalions at a time. So I'm going to see how many battalions I can get done by the end of the month. That's the goal. That's what I'm working on today. Specifically, cleaning up models. How you doing, Eric? Eric Eldar? Elder. Why do I keep saying Eldar? I'm used to saying Eldar from 40K. That's why. Eric is an elder. Not Eldar. The scribe of the community. That club disappeared, but was revived in Northern Virginia. What club? Wally Simon's club? The basement? Good to see you having a good summer. I haven't seen Eric in a while. I imagine he's been pretty busy with work. Or enjoying the summer. Out there in Colorado. Colorado. Yeah. It's a beautiful state. Lots of mountains. Yep. Taking a break here. Letting my thumb heal up because I gashed it with the knife here. The Potomac Wargamers. Yep, I remember them. The Potomac Wargamers. Novag. Wally Simon passed away in 2005. In which Wally Simon and Bob Wiltrout review Battleship. Wow. Potomac Wargamers meets second Saturday of every month. Various locations in Washington, D.C. area. POC Club President Fred Haub. Hob. That's point of contact there. Maryland clubs. This is Novag, Northern Virginia Gamers Regional Clubs. This is their listing. One of which is the Potomac Wargamers. I don't know when this was last updated. It says they're still getting together. This is Novag's site. That's Maryland. Potomac Wargamers is in Maryland. Just a few in Virginia, including the Advanced Squad Leader Group. Membership in Novag costs nothing, and it's open to everyone. There's no costs. I wonder when this was last updated. Let's go to the home. You gotta put updates on this. Doesn't say. This could be 20 years old for all I know. Club philosophy. Novag is organized around the lines of a collective. We elect officers, sure, but we wouldn't dream of snapping our fingers and expecting anyone to jump. A certain level of community spirit is required to make Novag happen, or it wouldn't exist in the first place. But we have no real expectations of our members other than to show up and game. Makes a lot of sense. The miniatures page. Surprised this is still active after all this time. People still use it. Probably mostly all grognards, old veterans of the hobby here. Yeah, it's still up and going. It's quite amazing. Is there a search function on here? Is there a search? Can I search for things? I don't see a search function. Well, that's stupid. I have to manually go through all this nonsense to find what I'm looking for. Search directories. Let's go to rules. Certainly there's got to be a function here to search. Are you kidding me? There's no search. Unbelievable. Alright, let's look up some rules. Let's look up 18th century. There you go. Become a member, blah, blah, blah. Here's all the rules. There's a bunch of pages. See, there's no search here. This is stupid. Of course, it's old-fashioned, right? Let's see. Let's go to page 8. See this one right here? Volley fire. See that cover of the rules right there? I did this. This was my listing of Volley Fire. Let's check it out. Nothing? They took away what I wrote? Are you kidding me? But they kept my picture. Let's see. I guess it's over here on the left. Designer Mike Nemchek. Publisher Nemchek. Status out of print. Content 66 pages to reference. Ground scale is 1 inch to 50 yards. 1 turn equals 15 minutes. Each figure represents 50 men. Designed for 15 millimeter, but provides amendments for 25. There's the basing, which I never liked. Discuss the rules set. Back to the rules directory. I'm the one that posted this, by the way. I was hoping it would actually say when that was posted, because that was a long time ago. Yeah, here he is. Review by Mighty Safon. That's me. Damn. 2017. Last post was in 2017. 3 posts. Let's see when I originally posted this. Wow. Sorry, only verified members can post. Yeah, I don't want to post. I have to log in. Where's my post? There's Bill. Wonderful game. From the old TMP rules directory. I bet this is what I actually wrote. This was my post, I think. And Bill Armtrout there, the guy that runs this site, he reposted it, but he didn't put my name in there. Although he did mention Mighty Safon. That was my handle. Yeah, this is what I wrote. I first came across Volley Fire in an old issue of 7 Years War Association Newsletter, Volume 4, Number 4, 1989. In that issue is a battle report using those rules. Should be these rules. They are written by Mike Nemchek, and I guess that's written wrong. Boy, look at all the mistakes I'm making in my grammar here. Anyway, and I guess he published them himself. Again, horrible grammar. I picked up the rules in 91, and they have been my main set of rules for this period, although I play Königkrieg, Age of Reason, and others. That's typical me. They allow for battles in the whole of the 18th century, with a focus on the 7 Years' War. Then I run down the scales. Mounting is like Age of Reason. The army lists, covers all the major powers and some minor, are collected and complete, are detailed and complete. A point system is used, and is a lot like those in Königkrieg. Again, horrible grammar. I like to write using MLA, and the only time I use parentheses in MLA is for citations. So this is all wrong. I'm very disappointed in myself. I like to view the rules like an advanced form of Königkrieg. There seems to be just the right amount of tactical flavor to really give the feel of an 18th century battle. Yeah, so that was from me back in, I don't know when. 1990, had to be in the 90s. Somewhere in there. Yeah, I remember that. I remember taking that picture. That was a scanned picture of the rulebook. That was a long time ago. Yeah, I used to be pretty active here. Before there was all this social media. Everybody used to hang out at the miniatures page. Right, Eric? Right, Doug? We all did that. What does mean in texting? What is this? What is this popping up here? Get out of here. Mighty Safon. wonder if I could be found on here. Is there a members search that I could do here? I'll look myself up. Man, I forgot about that. I wonder what else I did on here. This is the first time I've been on this site, really looking around in a long time. Decades, man. There's the old directory for rules. Anyway, if you're curious about this, it's theminiaturespage.com. For anyone out there, that's the link. You go there, you could make a little account if you want. And every day it's updated with all kinds of news of goings on in the miniatures gaming hobby, both historical, sci-fi, fantasy. Big focus on historicals. Yeah. It's evidently still quite active, so. I guess I still pop in there regular, says Eric. Wait for our mags to be delivered by courier. I remember the last time I was really into this page, I think was back when I just got into the hobby. Like back in 2013, 14. And I remember asking folks in the forums about good rules for World War II and talking about Flames of War. I remember asking questions on what would deserts in the Sudan look like? How do we model this stuff? What do you use to represent those trees they have there? And the color of the sand, all this stuff. I remember that. So it was right around there. That's when I was last active on here. That's not that long ago, but yeah. It seems to still be clinging to life. That's good. That's good. Hi, Dizzy. Getting lonely in here. It's a slow chat today. It's been slow all summer. Everybody's outside. Can't be bothered with Fritz and his painting. It's raining again. You can see it. I guess I still pop in, pokes head in. There's Dizzy. Eric says I ended up with a lot of courier mags a few years back, way after they stopped publishing. Good history of the hobby in them. Yeah, I still got a bunch myself. Like I said earlier, what I'll do is I'm going to grab a bunch of magazines, some old miniature war games magazines and courier magazines, 7 Years War Association mag. I'm going to bring a bunch of them in here, put them in a box, and when I do my chats, we'll go through them. You know, no PDF stuff. We'll look at the pictures, maybe read a little bit of the articles and stuff, and just check them out. That would be cool, right, Eric? You know, you could go through your collection, and we'll see if we got the same ones. And reminisce. Back when magazines ruled the day. They were our internet, man. Come fall, winter, and spring, you'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'm always okay. I am stupendous. I am fantastic. I am absolutely the epitome of epicness. No complaints and regrets from me. I've got this. Don't worry about that, Dizzy Rogue. Don't you worry about that. But it is lonely. It's lonely at the top. By the way, everybody, I know we only got a few viewers here, but if you watch this later, Dizzy is going to be starting up an epic channel on Twitch. It could be YouTube as well. She's going to be doing something. Stay tuned for that. We're talking all kinds of games. She's going to do reviews of RPGs. She's going to run through gameplay of Steam games. Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be rocking and rolling. Dizzy is going to get her channel back in order. And I expect everybody in our community to show her some support and some love. Give her a sub, give her a follow. She will share the links when the time is nigh. So be ready, folks. It's going to be awesome. So there is that. Dizzy Rogue's Epic Gaming. You ain't gonna let nobody down either way. Why don't you worry about that? When you're ready, Dizzy, when you're ready. When you're ready. Everybody knows that. This is a very extremely patient community. So you take your time. I'm just letting folks know that we got you. We got you, Dizzy. There's great folks in here. Trust me. Doug has a bunch of Wargame magazines, Dizzy. Did you hear that? He's got a bunch of them laying around. Yeah, we'll have to go through some of them. Not today, though. I have to go through them and bring them in. I will, though. I'll bring in a box and set them here. And we'll look at an issue every now and then. Do a little actual flip through, right? Actually, let's put these on strips. Yeah, let's put them over here, actually. Let's get out 10 more. To be successful in life, you have to be decisive. You have to make decisions. You have to take the risk. You got to do. You can't sit and think and wonder and ponder because nothing ever gets done. Nothing ever gets done. Just make a decision and live with it. If you make a mistake, it's okay. That's how you learn. Stepping stones to success are what? Mistakes. You need to make mistakes. So why dally? Why wait? Why sit around pondering? Just do it. Come up with a plan and do it. Take the first step. Make the move. Trust me. If you make a mistake, you learn, you improve, you try it again. And repeat. That's how you find success. In everything. You guys know that. So don't sit around thinking and pondering. Just do. You'll be fine. Of course, what do I know? Drummer. I need a drummer. Gotta get a drummer, Dizzy. Now I need 3 more line infantry. There we go. I got 5. And those 5 there, that's 10. Perfect. That'll be battalion number 2. When she's ready, it'll get off the ground. She's been thinking about it. She may or may not do it. We'll see. Like I said, just do, Dizzy. Just do. If you have to figure some things out first, figure them out. You too, Doug. When are you going to start posting some stuff on your YouTube channel? Come on, man. It's as simple as pointing the camera, pressing play, turning it off, and then just uploading to YouTube. That's it. That's it. I'd better see some pig orcs, mister. Yeah, I knew you'd say that. I got the box here next to me. You pipe down, Cal. I got the box in here this time. Every time I go to start a paint-along, I think of Cal. He's going to give me a hard time again. Yeah, I got him here. I'm not going to poke around with him yet. I'm not going to show him off again. I actually got to figure out... Is this... Yeah, this is them. I got to figure out which ones I'm actually going to work on. I think he wrote a letter here. If it's not in here, it must be on my desk. I'm going to have to go to my letters. He wrote a letter on what's in here and what's for painting and what's for showing off. Boy, there's a lot of them. Oh, I should have got started on this a few months ago. But as usual, I'm behind schedule. It's crazy. It's crazy. So frustrating. But, don't the pics on the Tabletop Commanders suffice? Don't the pics on the Tabletop Commanders suffice? What do you mean, Doug? Suffice for what? Like instead of the miniatures page? You have to paint more of them piggies. I have to paint more of them? Yeah, I gotta paint, I don't know how many. I think there's 40 some. But there's more than 40 in the box. Curtis prefers moving pictures. Ah, okay, that's what you're referring to. That's what Doug means. Okay. Don't the pics on the Tabletop Commanders suffice? Yeah, that works. I seldom dip into there. I do every once in a while just to check up on things. I'm not on Facebook that much, really. It's always open, but I'm only looking at my feed. I see when somebody posts in certain places. If it interests me, I'll look. But yeah, I do. I prefer videos over pictures, honestly. In this day and age, I don't know why. But I do, yeah. And I don't post many videos either. So I don't know. I guess I'm getting tired of the whole thing. I'll dig out more to try too. I have others from other companies. Oh, that's it, says Doug. I don't know if he's mad or... Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. I don't know. Maybe Doug's mad. Oh, that's it. I'm tired of this. I'm not going to do no videos. Pictures aren't good enough, huh? I'll show you. That's it, he says. I saw your work there. I'm going to show him off. Thanks. What was that? Scared the H out of me. Let's show off some pictures of Cal's work here. Almost forgot about them. I'm a bit slow and tired today. Forgive me. Only had about 5 hours of sleep. 5 hours. What am I looking for? Discord. I must not have it open. Hold on, let me maximize this page. Let's go find those pictures Cal put in there. These are the pig-faced orcs. Some of them are what I'm painting. Let's see, other hobby miniatures. There they are. Yeah, let's go check this out. Got a lot of posts in there. Eric posted something too. I saw his big layout. Let's check it out. You guys keep hope alive over there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum. There's a look at my Discord. Let's see what we got. That's Squirrel's diorama he's working on. Okay, here we go. I don't know if I showed any of these. We'll take a quick look at these three. I think I did show these. There's Cal's pig-faced orcs. You could tell he uses a lot of speed paints and washes on these. Looks good, Cal. Looks good with scroll down. He's got a zombie. Boy, he's nasty. I like this figure. Nice ground cover. There's a look at the back. Yeah, I bet you that took only, what, half an hour to paint total? If even that. What's this? Oh, video I posted. Castles and Crusades terrain. Here's Eric Elder's layout. 15mm Spian Cup. Boer War battle using Bloody Big Battles rules. Check that out. Eric, you're so old school. You know that? That is so old school. I like it. This looks like it could have been taken in 1980. That's a good thing. I like that. Just straightforward battle layout. Look at that. I'd sit down and gladly play. What are these in the corner here? Some kind of ordered shits for the game? Never played those rules. Got a lot of stuff going on here too. Looks good. Yeah. Boer War. That would be fun. I like the pics personally, says Doug. Got a video here. Here's what we were talking about, this video. Check this out, Eric, if you haven't seen it. It's Little Wars. I don't know when this was posted. The video, that is. But it's really informative. Talks about the Courier, Bob Beatty. It's an interview with Dick Bryant, the guy that published the Courier. It's a really good episode. Yeah, here we are. Let's look at these. There's a whole bunch of pictures. Kyle liked them. It got a lot of likes there. And some love. Let's go check them out. Yeah, they look great, man. Look at that. Looks like greeny flesh there. Green. This looks like a skeletal guy. Nice. Big hefty figures. Very nice. Look at that, Eric. Speed paints. Speed paints. Zombie mini from Dark Arts. Dark Art. I like the skeleton. It's a nice pose. Man, I gotta paint up some of my fantasy stuff. Look at that. Speed paints. Right, Cal? Look at that. Really nice. I suppose you had to put these together, the spears. Do they actually come this way? Or did you have to glue them on? You'd think I'd know. I've got the same figures right here next to me. Well, I haven't looked. Yeah, and you know what else, Eric? He gets these done really fast. All things considered. He churns these out. And, you know, speed paints, man, they do what they say on the bottle. They do a fine job. Although, that said, I think Cal goes a little bit further than just throwing speed paint on. I don't think he's trying to rush. He does a little extra stuff here and there. You can tell. He's got the undead guys looking really, really dirty and grimy, which is exactly what I would do. Oh, we got a Cthulhu. I know where these are from. They're from the Cthulhu game. The old game, the card game, where it was competitive. It wasn't a co-op game. I can't remember the name of it. I had that. Came with a bunch of these little statues. I think that's what they're from, right, Cal? I don't know if they were different sizes like this. I think there was like 5 of them. I don't know. I sold that game. Didn't care for it that much. It was competitive. Very good. Simple paint job on them. Yeah. Show one more picture here. Well, this is a good picture. Let's show this again. A little bit brighter lighting going on. But let's show one of Squirrel's pictures here because he's been working on this. I think he's all done with it. He's got the lighting effects going on. Little dragon attacking the village. Got some 15mm heroes standing their ground against the dragon. That's pretty cool. Yeah. He's been working on this for a while. Those buildings I painted. Some of the miniatures I think were mine too. Good to see them in use. Good to see them in use. So that's what's going on over here. Let's go check board games. James just got Musket and Pike dual pack. So I got it. He's got it. Ian's got it. We're golden, folks. We are golden. None of us have actually played yet. But we've got it. We've all got that game. Maybe we could play some online games with it together without using that program. Actually use the maps and the counters. Yeah, so he's got that. There's his other game he just found, The Lost Expedition. Osprey Games. 3 Days of Gettysburg is deluxe now, and it's on the P500. I am signed up to get this one. Oof, that's like Volume 1 of the Great Battles of the American Civil War series. A must-have. The entirety of the battle. Every day in total detail, down to the regimental level. It's going to be awesome. Of course, I'll probably never play it, but I'll have it. Pig-faced Orc Con. Ryan posted that. They just had they're having their convention on October 21st. California. Huh. She looks like a sister of battle. That's cool. Oh, I posted this. Yeah, she's good. I like her channel. I do, really. I'm not kidding. I really like her channel. Go check it out. She's smart. That's some more posts. By Ironman did that. Those were his posts. What else do we got in here? That's board games. Cool art. Lofter posted some interesting pics, as did Bjorn, Ryan, and me, of course. I'm always spamming my channels. terrain crafting. Anything in there? Rubber Roads by Cal. I don't think I saw this. I gave it a cheers. I don't know if I actually watched it. I use felt for that stuff. Thanks for that, Cal. There's a little video. You could check that out. If you want to check it out yourself, I'll put it in the chat for you guys to check out. There it is. That's the video there on making rubber roads. Black Magic Craft is the channel. I think I subscribed to him. So there we go. Let's look at our Discord today. Always something new there. Give it a bunch of those. I don't know. Yes, speed paints. Someone in our club used that video method and turned out great. What was that? The roads? The roads. So, a little update on my house project. Right now I'm in a standstill as I wait for materials to come in. Well, we got to get the materials. But yeah, I'm waiting for some stuff I need to work on. Well, to work on the house, so that's where I'm at right now. I haven't done anything in a couple days. But again, fingers crossed, I'll get everything set up and I'll be back in. I'll be in there probably this fall. Hopefully sooner. Of course, fall's around the corner, so I got a lot to do. But right now I'm just waiting, which I hate. That's what happens when you start depending on other people, though, right? So gotta wait a little bit. Can't get in there soon enough. It's driving me crazy. I can't really get deep into my hobby like I want to. Yeah, it just kind of sucks. One step at a time. One step at a time. Patience. Do what you can do. Just be patient. So if I did interviews, who would you like to see me interview? I was asking Doug there earlier. Could be anybody. RPGs, board games, miniatures, anybody. I can pretty much get a hold of most people. Hell, I'm thinking about getting Sarah Frazetta on here. I think she'd do it. That would be freaking amazing. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. She does the rounds. Maybe even some other YouTubers. That's another one. You never know. I might do interviews. I've been thinking about it. It's not really my thing, but still. I think it'd be fun. But I don't know. I don't know. I'd leave it to you guys to tell me. If you're interested in seeing me interview somebody in particular. I'll see what I could do. Telling you. Telling you. Pretty sure I could get Eric Elder in here. We can learn all about the history of wargaming out there in Colorado. No, I'm serious. Throw some names at me, man. Yeah, Bob Beatty is an obvious one. He'd probably be pretty easy to get a hold of. Iron Man knows him. I followed Bob Beatty for years. He'd be a good one, actually. Yeah, he'd be a good one. Yeah, he plays with Iron Man every week. Be curious to see what he has to say these days. I wonder if he's still active on the miniatures page. I don't know. I did a video. Someone in our club used that video method and it turned out great. I read that. I need to look for the rubber for the roads again at Lowe's or Home Depot. Yeah, I've thought about using rubber, but I always felt the felt was better because it actually conforms to the surface. That's a big deal for me because I don't like flat tables. There's little grooves and things all over the place. And the rubber roads really don't cut it for me. Nor do big bases for your miniatures. I don't like big bases because of that. All right, Cal, you take care, man. I'll be around. I'll see you again this week. If not later today. Cal Venani. Folks, Cal. Our wonderful speed painter here in the community. That's what he is. A master speed painter. Tink, tink. How long have we been streaming? 1 hour and 49 minutes. I guess what I could do is finish off these 10 here and then base everything on card. And that'll be my progress today. I'll have 2 battalions ready to be primed, which I'll probably do tonight. Yeah. See how many battalions we can get done this month. Somewhere in this, I'm going to pull out some of those orcs too and clean them up. I have to find that letter though from the client. Oh, Doom Bunny. We all know and love Doom Bunny. I got to refresh my memory on what exactly I'm doing with them. It's been a while. I think once I get set up out in the house out there, for one thing, you're going to see more videos from me again. A lot more. Wargaming. But I was thinking, you know, I'm thinking of other things I could do, and one of them is, you know, doing interviews and stuff. Which seems like a really cool thing to do as opposed to just doing unboxings or channel updates, you know, boring stuff like that. I have no interest in that stuff. Especially because I do these chats, so I talk about all that in my chats. So why would I make a video on things like that? So I've been thinking about other things I might do, you know, maybe I will. I got some connections. I could get a hold of a lot of people, a lot of different people that would be interesting to get in here and chat with. So it's definitely a possibility here once I get set up out there. So I'm thinking about it. So yeah, throw me some names. Could be anybody. Preferably people in our hobby. Or Sarah Frazetta. Yeah. She'd be fun. She would, I'm telling you. She is a gamer, by the way. Ooh, careful. Damn. What's going on here? That's what happens when you get a new blade in there. Gotta remember, that baby's sharp. Gonna have to remind me. Eric. Sharp blade. Sharp blade alert. Careful. I'm used to it being kind of dull and putting more pressure on it when I do this. I already cut my finger once today. Ba-ba-ba. Paul Alba. I guess he's kind of a celebrity, isn't he? I think he would be a hard one to get because I know we all know and we all love him in the hobby. But he's really busy. Right now he is. Maybe next year he'll free up some time and be back in the hobby. He's kind of, I think, from what I understand, he's kind of taking a break from the hobby because he's in the process of moving. And he doesn't have his hobby room set up, I don't think. So he's not doing anything right now. And I kind of think he's busy. I don't see him a lot. Every once in a while he pops into the chat or messages me on Facebook. I mean, he's always welcome in the chats anyway, but yeah, doing an actual interview with him, you know, that would be a little different format, but that might be interesting, right? Let's dig into Paul's hobby life and see and ask him a few things that we might be curious about, you know? He's a well-known guy in the community of wargaming over in the UK, Scotland. Well, everywhere. He's had great painter. I think that's what he's known best for. He's been published. Some of his pictures have been published in some wargaming books. So there's that. He's kind of a little celebrity there, right? Yeah. Paul would be a good one. I'd have to sit down and, what would I ask him? What are some good questions for Paul? I never really thought about that. I think that would be a very laid-back type of interview, just a normal paint and chat, except, we're going to ask some questions, Nice, good conversation. Be very laid back with him. Yeah, I'm going to write that down, actually. I'm going to make a list here. You guys are giving me some good names. I didn't think of Paul. Because he's, a friend and he comes in, but yeah. I'm sure you guys have some ideas for questions too. Question is he willing to actually answer any of them? I don't know. He's a really great guy, as you guys know. Oh, come on already. Yeah, I'll write down some names here, though. You guys throw them at me whenever you come up with a name, and I'll take a list here. So you got Bob Beatty. He'd be a good possibility. I really want to talk to him, actually. That would be really cool. Paul Alba. It's not his real last name, by the way. I do know that. Yeah, his first minis, etc. Yeah, things like that. He's a great guy. I don't know how long he's been in the hobby, but I'd be curious to learn how he got into it and learn about his beginnings. And again, his first minis and stuff. Because he's got his whole family's into wargaming. And he's always visiting battlefields and stuff. He just visited Waterloo again. He's always playing games with his I guess his brothers, isn't it? Yeah. So he's got a lot of stories that he could tell from the tabletop with his family. I'm a big fan of family gaming. So that would be fun. Evolution of someone's history in the hobby. Yeah, that's a really good topic for a whole interview. How'd you get started? What changed? Why'd you drop out? What got you back into it? How did you approach it this way when the family wasn't interested and got married? What about school? What about, how did that get to where you are now in the hobby? What have you learned from these decades of being in this hobby? What have you learned about yourself? I get deep. But yeah, that would be fun. How many times have I talked about my getting into the hobby and my evolution? Yeah, I've done that countless times. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how other folks, like Paul. Yeah. Yeah, I got the names written. If you come up with anyone else, I'll have to put Eric Elder in there as well. He's a celebrity. He's a mover and shaker in the local community of wargaming. He is. He's got a big club over there, Colorado. I think he's mainly responsible for that. Are you, Eric? Aren't you the big cheese over there in that club? You have a lot of chutzpah there. Let's check out Eric's evolution in the hobby. Not kidding, Doug would be a great one to have. I know, not exactly celebrities in the community, but I would love to talk to Doug. Because Doug is one of those guys that I'm intrigued with regarding the hobby, because he's so old school and focused in what he does for whatever reason. I'd be curious. And plus he has a lot of history, like he shared here with Wally Simon in his little newsletter. And all that stuff. So I think we all have a lot to share, even if we aren't celebrities in the community. I think we all have a unique story worth hearing. That's why I'm always telling you guys, start a web page, or not a web page, do a frickin' video channel on YouTube. Make some videos, because it's really what you're doing. You're sharing your hobby with the world. You never know who you inspire. But yeah. Alternatively, do an interview. Sign some autographs, Eric. There you go. Eric's just the club secretary. Well, that's a big position. That's important. One of the most important positions right there. Eric landed that. So he's in control of the destiny of that club. You could bet on it. Dreadland. Yeah, Dread is actually another good one. Man, these are all people we know. But yeah, I don't think any of them have done interviews, where you kind of ask some questions, I mean, I wouldn't say to them, hey, why don't you come in the paint and chat Saturday and hang out? I would say to them, come on in the chat and hang out. But you know what? We're going to do a little interview with you. So it's going to be like a spotlight. We'll just be like a normal chat. But, got some questions. Let's find out about Dread. What do you got to share, man? Here's your big chance. Something like that. Dread would do it. He's kind of a quiet guy. He likes to be in the shadows. So I don't know, actually, if he would do something like that. But all the more reason to do it. People are curious, Dread. You can inspire some folks out there. Dread. There you go. I'd say Rick Priestley, but I'm not a big fan of him. And I know Nick did an interview with him too, so... that guy's done so many interviews anyway. There's nothing new I would learn. Game designers. Yeah, throw some game designers at me if there's somebody besides Rick Priestley. Even Rome Bruce. He published a set of Napoleonic rules. He's a friend of mine over on Facebook. We all know him. He'd be a good one to talk to. He published some rules for Osprey. I'm sure he'd do it. Sure he would. Good old Corey Ring, he'd do it. You know Corey. Corey's the Cigar Box Battle Mat guy. He's been in our chats too. He'd do an interview. I'd be curious about him. He's another great guy. Man, I haven't talked to him in a long time. He's on my Facebook, though. I'm always liking his posts. He's a good guy. I don't know what happened to his business partner. That other guy, I can't think of his name. He was in the chat I think once or twice as well. I think old Matt, remember Matt? He took over the painting chats. He disappeared. I don't know whether he's still making videos or not. But I think he had Corey and his business partner, whose name evades me, in an interview on his channel a long time ago. I thought of this today because Shadow dipped into the chat early on and he reminded me that he's going to have Tom Dye, the minifig guy, on his channel for an interview. I said, yeah, good old Tom, man. Tom is a talker. He is, too. He is a talker. He will... I hope Shadow's ready for that. Because he talks, man. He is a talker. There's another guy. How you doing, Kyle? Kyle is with us. Oh, hold on. Let me get your voice captured again. It's not capturing. I don't know why it's doing this every freaking time. Give me a second. Never did this stuff before. Is that it? Community chat. Say something.
Hello there.
There you are. So I got Kyle here with me. Just popped in now. How was your day, Kyle?
Long. Trying to get last minute touches done. We hung 3 doors and then I resurfaced concrete stairs. So it's been a long damn day.
Wow, they're keeping you busy.
Oh yeah, but that's kind of we're kind of the checklists are already done, so we're just kind of going back over and doing the light touch-up stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hung 3 doors by 9 o'clock, and then I resurfaced concrete on 8 flights of steps. So, yeah, I'm kind of hurting.
Just get home now?
Yeah, it's just a few minutes ago.
Good.
Them staircases are hot.
Hot?
Yeah, there's no ventilation in them.
No. Sweating ass, right?
Yeah, no fucking AC, no heat in the wintertime, which in the wintertime, shit, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, that'll keep you warm, right?
Yeah, because we run, it's called a doodle scrubber. It's 65-pound, kind of looks like a jackhammer almost, but it instead of actually tearing stuff up, it goes through and buffs stuff out.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And, you run that, pack that bitch about 8 flights of stairs. Yeah, after about the first set, I was like, I've about had enough of this shit. Then she's like, oh, well, I want you to do the rest of them. Oh, you do you? Great. I'm so thrilled. Well, yeah, I mean, it was, wasn't bad. I think I knocked those out in 5 hours. Did the front side, did the back sides of them. Yeah, got all that resurfaced. Got my doors hung. Changed the light receptacle outlet. Changed it all over. I changed that first thing this morning. So yeah, they're keeping me on the move.
That's good. That's a good thing. Because I know you. You got a good work ethic. You want to keep working, keep moving, and doing your thing.
And that's what people were telling me while they were training me. They're like, dude, go slow. Like, this is the only thing on your list. I'm like, I don't have a slow button. Give me some tools. Get the hell out the way.
Yeah.
I think I went back to the office twice for 2 more lists today. Just moving them. And then Thursday and Friday, they got me working 9 to 5 because the students move in Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I'm going to be on garbage runs all frickin' day.
Yeah. That's the job.
Which that shouldn't be as bad.
No.
That's just going around and pulling the empty boxes out of the aisles and throwing them in a dumpster. That shouldn't be that difficult. Compared to lugging an 80-pound machine up and down a flight of steps. It can't be that difficult.
Really? Does Tom Dye live over there in Colorado, Eric? Did he move to Colorado? He used to be in Maryland, I think. I think he was moving, now that I think about it.
What are you getting into good tonight, Fritz?
Well, I'm exhausted, but I have to do some work today, painting, so here I am. I'm not painting, but I'm actually cleaning some models. I want to see how many battalions of French infantry I can get done by the end of the month for a commission. Before I send off the cavalry, which I just finished. I'm going to include some infantry, so I talked to the client about it, so... Yeah, he needs as much as he can get by mid-September because he has I think it's a convention, a local convention that he's going to be hosting a game, and he needs some troops for it. He's quite keen on getting some of these that I'm working on. So, I'm not going to push, but he's a good guy, good client, so I'll put a little extra effort into it to finish this commission. Give him some infantry to go along with it. I can't finish the whole commission, but I'll get as much as I can done by the end of the month. So I'm cleaning up some little 10mm figures now. No painting, just cleaning up the flash and stuff. I'll get that ready. If I could stay awake, I'll be around tonight to play some dot and hang out with you and Jesse.
Yeah, and I was talking to Karma today, and she'll be here in a little bit.
Okay.
But she actually thinks that she did bad last night, and I was like, no, you did absolutely fine for your first session. You did fine.
Well, there's no requirement, there's not a skill level that you need to do this. It's just, come in and play the game. That's all we're doing. It sounds like she's putting too much pressure on herself. There's no expectations.
Yep, just play and have fun and enjoy yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah. There's no requirements. Just a willingness to play. And put up with our antics, that's all.
Yep. But, I mean, she did really well, though, for her first session, I thought. She certainly did better than I did on my first session.
Well, just showing up, she did good enough as far as I'm concerned. I don't have no expectations from her. None. So yeah, of course she did good. She did perfect. So
And Joel, yes, I got to talk to him and kind of fill him in on what was going on. He is about to throw a spear at this creature, which is not Jazz.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got episode 66 up last night. You saw it. I saw you liked it there, but
I did.
That episode is the one that I had to edit because, the one episode, the actual episode 66 wasn't recorded. And that was the one where, we had some fatalities, and we'll leave it at that. But yeah, I had to sit here yesterday before I did the final edits. I had to sit here for like a half an hour and just do some kind of narration at the very beginning of what happened. Just basically a synopsis of the episode that wasn't recorded. And I think I did a pretty good job.
You did fine. You hit all the high points.
I made one mistake. I was going back over it, editing. I made one mistake. It's like, damn it, what did I do that for? And I had to edit it out and do a voiceover. But when I was at the part describing where Agatha had fallen lifeless, Althea had fallen... No, Althea, after Agatha had fallen lifeless, I described how Althea came into the room to use some magic, and then she was struck by the creature's tentacles and also dropped. But I didn't say Althea. I said Agatha. So I used the wrong freaking name, and I caught it. So I had to splice it out and do a voiceover saying Althea. That was the only one real error I made in it. Yeah.
Hey, if that's the only error you made, then we're doing fine.
Pain in the ass, Kyle. Pain in the ass. I shouldn't make any mistakes, man.
Hey, you wouldn't be human if we didn't make mistakes.
Oh, I'm not human. Where'd you get that idea from?
I mean, all we do is, we don't have blood in our veins. Fritz, we got a Pathfinder 2e rule book, caffeine, and nicotine.
Mm.
They tried to find blood once, and all they found was I have to destroy Velcora. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that episode is up and recorded and done. I got 2 more episodes to edit, which shouldn't be too bad. There's not much in those to edit, but yeah. They're next.
We were pretty on point with it.
Yeah, so far. So far.
I think we did good, though.
I talked to Jesse last night as well. He came online late and we were doing some painting. Filled him in on karma.
Okay.
And our session that we played, that was actually pretty fun. Totally improv.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite way to play. No prep. None.
No. And it turned out to be a pretty good little story.
Yep. The story was okay.
I quite enjoyed it.
The story was okay. But I think my narration was spot on. I hit some high marks there last night. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I love that.
Like, we were all getting into it. And the tactics were absolutely on point.
Okay, that's the final one I'm going to do today. Take a break, then we'll get them on bases. So I could prime them tonight. So I have 2 battalions so far.
There you go. Hey, progress.
So what else is going on, Kyle?
Oh, not much. Just working and more work, and then Thursday's gonna suck. Gotta work till 5, and gotta take care of the aunt for her procedures, and yeah, so Thursday's gonna be a long day.
You'll probably be available on those days after, because we'll hold off playing some Direct Honor
Yeah.
till you're there, because you work early in the next day, the next couple nights, so you don't have much time at night.
No, but hey, it's, like I said, I survive on caffeine, nicotine, and pure adrenaline. And that's good enough for most cases.
Yep. Doug joins us again. His phone ran out of power. I guess it's got power again. Congrats, Doug, for the
Welcome
powerful
back, Doug.
cell phone. That's awesome. Eric, of course, talking about Tom Dye. I didn't realize. I know he was moving, because I think he lived down in Maryland there near Doug. And I remember he was moving. I couldn't remember where. So evidently it was out in Denver. So he's out with you now, Eric. That's pretty cool that he's going to be at your game club meeting there. Yeah, tell him I said hello. Tom Dye, the minifig guy, making the rounds in the community. Eric says he's thinking of making an after-action report video once he gets done playing this battle that he's got set up, the Boer War. Legion of Myth, Max Athan makes his appearance with using crazy caps lock. The reverse caps lock technique. Well done, Max, well done. Great, we'll definitely watch it. Please let me know, says Doug. The after-action report, that is. Oh. What's the weather like down there, Kyle?
It's hot.
Yeah, humid, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 83 and like 95% humidity.
It's only
or at least it freaking feels like 95%.
It's only 68 degrees here, but it's so humid right now. It's been raining off and on. It's dripping right out my window here. You can see it. But yeah, it's just humid as hell. Fishbowl, man, fishbowl.
Yeah, and it's 83 right now, and humidity's like 82%. So yeah, it's freaking.
Let's go back.
It's that type of weather where you walk out into the outside there, and you immediately your shirt sticks to you.
Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here now under this big lamp, couple lamps. It's got me sweating. You'd never know it looking at the camera because I keep it dark. I keep the exposure low. But I got to be able to see.
Yeah.
You'd never know. You'd never know.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's oppressive. Have you guys gotten any rain lately?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was raining about an hour ago. Just drizzles. It rained pretty heavy last night, a little bit. Yeah, past couple days we've had rain, cloudy, that kind of nonsense. No sunshine.
Yeah. We've had pretty good rains the last couple days here too, but it's making up for the mugginess, I'll tell you that. It is absolutely making up for it with this humidity. Whew.
Birmingham, Alabama. Right now is 76 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not that bad, Max. Tuesday today was high of 81. Oh, wait a minute, 76 degrees in Birmingham. Today it's high of 81. Wednesday's 87. Thursday's 91. So I was mistaken, yeah. I was looking at the wrong screen here. Yeah, you're in the 80s and 90s. Ooh. Sweat ass. Pardon the French.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Absolutely.
Humidity. You can add at least another 10 degrees to that temperature with the humidity.
Oh, easy. Another 10. Easy.
Alabama. Storms continue across Alabama on Tuesday. Severe risk. The northern part is a severe risk. That's what it says. We just had a storm and it was 94 degrees earlier. The coolest all week. 94. Ugh. Yeah, you're deep down there in the south. A Minnesotan down in Alabama. He loved Lynyrd Skynyrd so much he had to go to Alabama.
Hey, if it works, hit it.
So we got a new player coming into our campaign, Max. She's pretty good. She's pretty good.
She's learning.
Yeah, her first session was last night. She's never played tabletop RPGs before. She's done other things similar, but yeah, this is her first go. I ran her through a little mission with Kyle here, and it was pretty good. I was on point when it comes to the narration. Totally improv. I was telling Jesse last night, if I'm good at anything, it's that improv stuff. No prep, nothing. I don't know why. It's like when I went to school for writing and English and stuff, everything was about prompts. They give you a picture, they give you a word, they give you a sentence, and you got to make a story out of this stuff. Maybe that's why. But I love it. Just doing stuff from improv it. And that's what we did last night, and it turned out fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I did record it, too. Shh, don't tell anybody. So I'll make a video of that somewhere. But that was good fun. I really enjoyed that. Good stuff, Kyle. We got to do more improv.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. Improv is absolutely one of those styles where it's
just fun.
Yeah, because you can literally create as you go. You don't have to kind of spoil yourself with what's ahead because you don't know what's ahead. You're making it up as you go.
Is this right? I think this is right. I don't need that many. Did I do this right? I don't know. I think I did it wrong.
Looks right.
No, I did it backwards, damn it. I cut the cardboard the wrong way. It's corrugated, so you gotta cut it the right way or it just bends and flops around. Yeah, that's no good. I just ruined 3 big slices. Whoopsie. It's gotta go this way. Wait till you see Jesse's figures he's working on. He's doing really good on these. He's actually putting some effort into the paint job. He used, from what he said, he just basically spray painted them gold. That was his primer. which makes sense if you know the faction. They are kind of golden for most of their armor. And then what he did is he put a wash with speed paint. I don't know what color he used, but he used the speed paint as a wash. And yeah, it's a very thin... It's not paint, though. Speed paint is not actually paint. It's not the same makeup as, say, an acrylic paint, nor a wash. But he used it that way, and it looks amazing, honestly. Now he's just painting the various colors, and I don't know if he's using a wash on those other colors, but they look... You could see all the details. They pop, you know, because he used that wash. They look great. So... different kind of technique to do it, but I hope to show you guys the results if you guys share some pictures.
And I imagine that way would be a lot faster too.
Well, if it's Skinnerd versus Neil Young, I choose Skinnerd.
You better choose Skinnerd.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any Skinnerd albums in here with me. I think I have all of them. All of them. They're not in here, though. I got Cannibal Corpse, Iron Maiden, and The Who. Not the throat-singing Mongolians, but The Who from the 70s, 80s. Not that I listen to them currently, but I guess I was at one point because they're in this room.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Did the guitar player, what was his name? Lynyrd Skynyrd, one of the last survivors of Lynyrd Skynyrd, the original lineup. Remember one of the main guitar players has been with the band from the beginning. He just passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, Gary Rossington.
That's him. Yeah, the one with the dark hair. Yeah, he just passed away. Cripes, there's not many left. I think there's Artemis Pyle, the drummer. I think he's still around playing in his own band.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the singer guy. What is he, the younger brother of Robbie Van Zant? I don't remember, but it's...
Yep, there's Johnny Van Zant. He's in there.
Van Zant. So he's still around. Who's left?
Oh, my. Now that... Well, I mean, you got Ricky Medlock. I think he passed away a long time ago, didn't he?
Did he? I don't know. He was in the Eagles for a while. Yeah, and he did some work with Lynyrd Skynyrd later on. Yeah, he was in the lineup.
Oh, he's still alive.
Is he? All right.
Yeah, he's still alive. 73 years old, lives in Jacksonville, Florida.
I don't count him as one of the original lineup, though. You know who was one of the original, in the original Lynyrd Skynyrd lineup? Was, if I could think of his name, he was one of the guitar players. He was the chunky guy. He was my favorite. Was it Eddie? I don't think it was Eddie something. What was his name? He was a chunky guy. He was on their first albums, but then he left the band. He was one of the 3 guitar players. He played a Strat. That's why I liked him. I can't think of his name. I wonder if he's still alive. Now you got me talking Skynyrd. All right.
Yep, we poked that proverbial bear, as it's called.
That's Max's fault because he's down in Alabama. You got to think of Skynyrd when you hear the word Alabama. So, I blame Max.
Yes, and you also got me reading Worlds Without Numbers now, too, by the way. Heyday, I'm pre-ordering Drachtamon on Amazon via the link you sent me.
Good. I think
I'm getting me the book.
It's a box. It's not a book. It's a box set.
I'm a habit, son bitch.
You are. It says the original members were Ronnie Van Zant, Gary Rossington, Alan Collins, Larry Junstrom, and Bob Burns. But that's not who I'm thinking of. I'm talking before this. There's a picture of him. There's a video of him playing. 1975, Leonard Skinner complete concert from the Winterland. 1975. He was in that concert. What is his freaking name? I don't remember. Ricky Medlock, drums, vocals, mandolin in 1971 to 72. Ah, I didn't know that. All the way back in 71 he was in there. Then he returned.
Yeah.
Then he returned in 96 to the present. That's how I know him. But I didn't know he was early back in 71. Okay. He was busy with the Eagles, that's why. Where's the rest of the members? Let's go to the Wikipedia. Getting tired of this. Ed King, that's his name. Ed King. By then, they had settled on a lineup that included bassist Leon Wilkinson. I remember him. Keyboardist Billy Powell, of course, he passed away. Ed King. Edward Calhoun King was an American musician. He was a guitarist for the psychedelic rock band Strawberry Alarm Clock and guitarist and bassist for the southern rock band Lynyrd Skynyrd from 72 to 75 and again from 87 to 96. I'm curious if he's still alive. Oh, he died. 2018. Damn it. He was young. He died 68 years old, man.
Wow.
Nashville, Tennessee. Damn, and he was good. He was one of my motivations with guitars. Guitar playing style. Yeah, Ed King. Oh. So that's our rant about Lynyrd Skynyrd. Thanks, Max.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Max. Who's your favorite band currently?
Mine?
Yeah, yours.
Oh, I listen to a lot of folk songs now.
Awesome.
Yeah, a lot of instrumental stuff mostly, and just throw on, somebody playing the bagpipes or playing a violin, and just throw those in and go to work.
Ah, a little cultural music. I like it.
Yeah, I was always falling to the bagpipes.
There's a band on YouTube. They're not. They have a YouTube channel, and it's made up of two ladies. One plays bagpipes, the other one plays bagpipes and also the violin, or electrified violin. I can't think of the name of them because I was just watching them the other day. But yeah, they're pretty good. They were doing talking about Lynyrd Skynyrd, they were doing a cover, the two of them, they were doing a cover of Freebird.
Oh my.
One was playing the bagpipes, and she's really good, and the other one was playing her violin, the electronic version of the violin. It looks like an electric guitar, but it's, a violin. And yeah, that was pretty damn good.
Well, I'll definitely have to check them out.
Yeah, I'll go into my thing here. I'll find the link for you. They both have separate YouTube channels, but the two of them form a band, I guess, a duo, and they tour. I think they're in the UK.
Sounds like it. I'll definitely give them a go.
Of course, I'm a musician, so I love all kinds of music. Which is true, I love all kinds. I listen to all kinds.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Big fan of jazz. Modern and early jazz. Big
I don't
fan of
mind jazz.
Jazz is awesome, man. Jazz is awesome. Yeah. But I listen to everything, even death metal. Although I haven't really listened to deep, heavy stuff in a long time. Folk. Classical music I love. I'm a big fan of Vivaldi. But folk music, I love that. I love North American indigenous tribal music. I'm a big fan of that. Even powwows, man. I get into that stuff, I'm telling you. And of course, Norse music, Norse folk music, both modern and traditional. I love all that stuff. Probably the most, more than anything.
And there's just something about it that just... it ooze you deeper than some of the other music.
Well, some music is meant to be felt and some music is meant to be listened to. There is a difference.
Very true.
Not everybody... Like, for instance, a perfect example is Heilung. If you ever listen to Heilung, that's a type of music. It's their rituals. They're not actually concerts or band or a song. They do rituals. So the music is very ritualistic. And if you listen to it, it could be pretty boring if you're just listening. But if you feel the music, if you actually feel the music and try to feel what's going on here, it is an experience like none other. You go on a trip, man. You really do.
You have to feel it, and some people don't understand that.
Some people don't feel it, I get it. They're just listening to it. Maybe it's boring or interesting or different, but they're not feeling it. And that's how you need to treat Heilung. It's a type of music that has to be felt. We're getting deep here, talking about music today. Deep.
Yeah, but it is true. I mean, like if you don't feel it, then how can you?
Did you ever listen to Tool?
I never listened to that one. No.
Tool is amazing, man. They take you on a really deep trip if you listen to that stuff. That's music I think you can listen to and get into, but at the same time, there's another side to it where you can feel what's going on, and it is deep stuff. It's not like Heilung. It's not a ritual type music, but it's the same premise. You go on a journey listening to their songs, like these 15, 20-minute long journeys. Tool is amazing. Sorry, Kyle. I get all caught up talking about music.
Hey, you're fine. I'm enjoying listening.
No, I mean I cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, all I was going to say was, yeah, I'll definitely give them a listen. But yeah, I mean, some people, they just don't understand that there is a difference between listening to music and feeling that music. There's very much a clear difference between listening to something and actually feeling something.
Yeah. There you go. That's 20 models. Doesn't look like 20. That's 20 models. That's 2 battalions. I got to get them sprayed up. Well, I don't know if I could spray them tonight. I got to give them another shot of glue tonight. Then when that's dry, I'll give them a prime. I don't know if I have spray primer, though. I might have to paint it on. Which means I got to make sure they are dry before I put a primer on, or they'll pop right off.
The drier, the better.
Yeah, they'll come right off the base if I'm not careful.
Oh, that ain't good.
Let's roll some dice. 2d6. 6 and a 1. 7. Boy, that's average as you can get. Right there. Although extreme results individually. But that's actually in total an average result. That is the average number. 7. I don't like that. That's a good roll, I guess. Well, it's average. It's not a good roll.
Yeah, it's average.
All right, let's do a best of 3. Here we go. 2 and a 1. Ooh, 3. That's below average.
Oh, brutal.
In any way you look at it, that's below average. That's horrible. And finally, here we go. 6 and a 3. 9. 9. That's above average right there, baby. So in total, we got a 9, a 3, and a 7. 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Divided by 3.
My math's a little rusty today.
6 something. 6 point something. Which on 2d6 is not precisely average, but yeah, it's in the range of average. So that's average dice rolling. That's called the bell curve. The more dice you roll, the more the bell curve comes out. More pronounced it is. So if you want bell curve results in your dice rolling, make sure you're rolling more than 1 die. That's rule number 1. This would be a result of 2 to 12. So how else could you get a result of 2 to 12 without rolling 2d6? Figure that one out, Kyle. That's your challenge tonight. If we wanted a result of 2 to 12 on anything other than 2d6, how would we do that? What would we do? What would we roll? What math would be involved? Go.
You'd have to roll d4s. And you'd probably have to roll 2 of them.
Okay, so 2d4. That's 2 to 8. That won't work. You got to do more than that.
If you do D5s, you're going to be at 10.
No
So you can't
D5s.
do
You got to
that.
use standard dice. D4s, D6, 8s, 10s, 12s, and 20. What would you do?
You'd have to roll a D6 and a D4.
D6 and a D4 will give you a range of 6 to 10. 2 to 10. We want 2 to 12. You're getting close. Remember, you can use math.
Well, if we're trying to get to 12, then you would just roll 2D6s.
We don't want to get to 12. We want to get 2 to 12. Can it be done without using 2d6?
Well, depending on the modifier, yeah.
Okay, what would that modifier be?
Well, like if it's like something like a strength or something, which adds a +4, then you could do a D6 and a D4 plus 4 or +2 even.
So what would you roll? A d6 plus 4?
Yeah.
Well, that would be a result of 5 to 12. We want 2 to 12. You're getting closer. I'm sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, we're what 2 to 12. I mean, you're obviously going to have to roll 2 dice. That's just all there is to it.
So Eric says a d10 plus a d2. So that would be a result of, well, that would be a result of at least a 2 and at most a 12. But normally you wouldn't use a d2. But yeah, that would work. That would work. A d10 and a d2. But there's no d2. You can't count the coin. It's not a die. Stop it, Eric. You're confusing things. In this case, because the dice won't work out that way, straight up one, so you got to think, okay, what combinations of dice would work? And once you get rid of that, you have to figure, okay, what dice would work with math? In other words, -1, +2. What math would you add to your die roll so that you get a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 12? And if that's not possible without using funky dice, then you're stuck with the 2d6. But usually there's a way around it. Like Eric's thing there, a d10 plus a coin, that is actually what you would do because everybody has a coin anyway. It's just a d2. That's easy. But that's not a common thing. Come on, Eric. That's cheating.
Yeah, but if we're only using common dice and not using modifiers, then yeah, then it'd have to be 2d6.
Well, you have to roll at least 2 dice. How about a d8 and a d4?
That would get you to 12, but there's no guarantee of the minimum 2.
Yes, there is. If they both rolled 1, you'd get a 2. That's what you would roll. If you can't use 2d6, you'd roll a d4 plus a d8. The range is 2 to 12. That's the answer. That's one of the answers.
Yeah. I can see that, yeah.
It is. It's the answer. What's the minimum result of a d8 and a d4?
Well, you would have a 2 unless you
Right,
had
there.
other stacking mods.
No modifiers. None. You don't need modifiers. The minimum you would roll would be a 2. That's what you want. And what's the maximum? 12.
Yeah,
Exactly.
'cause we don't roll zeros.
Right. So your range of results is the same as a 2d6.
Yeah, and there's no real. That's really interesting now that you mention that, because how many times have we looked up weapons and stuff? And just outside of mechanic number to number, dice to dice, you can get the same with multiple different sets.
Well, the point is this. If you want bell curve results, you need more than one die. Otherwise, you're going to get straight. There's more likeliness to get an extreme result. So if you roll more dice, you're more likely to get that bell curve to kick in. So it's ideal if you're rolling more dice when you make your rolls. That's why a lot of people don't like D20 system, because you're getting extreme results. It's more likely to get a 20 or a 1 than it typically is to get for the bell curve to work properly and get the average of 10. I mean, yeah, it does average out, but there's a greater chance of the extreme results because you're only rolling one die.
Right.
That's it. Just one
You've
die.
only got one chance.
But if you used a different set of dice, more than one, to make that, what are we after here? A result of between 1 and 20. Well, what could we roll where there's multiple dice, could have a modifier, multiple dice that allows us to get the same range between 1 and 20? How could we get a 1 to 20 range by rolling more than a single die? That's the question. That's question number 2. It could be any combination of dice. It could even involve math, like -5 or +4. But it's always going to use that modifier from then on.
Modifier, yep.
So what would that be? The goal is to roll more dice, more than one die. That's the goal here.
Well, if the...
It makes you think,
if
doesn't
you
it?
use a -1, then you roll 2d10. That gives you a range of 1 to 20. That will be the quickest and easiest one I could think of.
True 2d6 is best for the bell curve. Yeah, because the average is always going to be that sweet 7. And if you're rolling other dice, the average of a d8 is 4. And the average of a d4 is a 2, which yields a result of an average of 6. I think it's 6. So it kind of plays with the bell curve in a way, because you're using different types of dice. Your average is changing. The bell curve is like the most likely results of multiple dice. That's what the bell curve is. It has a center point, which goes lower and lower and lower, more unlikely as you reach the extreme sides of the results. So you're more likely to get the average. That's the bell curve. That's what the average is.
It's kind of like a swinging pendulum almost.
Yeah. This is something that's of interest to gamers because there's a chapter in the original AD&D First Edition rulebook, or DM guide, by Gary Gygax, that has a whole chapter dedicated to dice and bell curve and percentages, and he talks all about it. Some people love that chapter, other people hate it. But it's actually pretty brilliant because he's actually talking math here and how to take advantage of the bell curve idea with your dice. So that's why I bring this up, because it is actually a big deal in our gaming. The GM can actually control the odds of the results by using different dice that have a certain bell curve.
Which in turn gives you a range of numbers that you can pull from.
Yeah, that was the whole idea of the chapter. To kind of let DMs know that, you can do this with the dice, to manipulate results or the bell curve or whatever. That's what the whole point of it was. It's a good chapter. I like it. One
of these years, Fritz, we're going to have to do an old school AD&D 2E campaign.
Second edition?
Yeah.
Why you don't like first?
What's the difference?
A big difference.
Okay, which one's easier? I'm about to trigger Fritz, y'all.
Yeah, that's a tricky question because everybody will say a different answer for that. I personally would say first edition is easier. For me. But for about 95% of other gamers, nah, it's more complicated because you can't, it's written in a way that it has to be deciphered like it was some code. It's not easy. Max says 2E, baby. I knew he would say that. 2E is good. I played it. I never played first edition until recently because it's a dog to figure out because there's a lot of assumptions by Gary Gygax about the reader when it was written. It's poorly edited. It's not well organized. Chapters and rules are scattered around. So it's a challenge if you're new to the hobby to learn to play that. So it's not easy to learn for the newbie. Second edition would be much easier to learn. And my problem with second edition is that to me, there's just way too much optional stuff. It was a nightmare when I was setting up my campaign, going through all these huge numbers of optional rules that you may or may not want to use. I mean, what's balanced? What's unbalanced? Does it matter? I don't know. These all look like cool things to add, but man, you got to write your own book of house rules to keep track of all the optional rules you're using and that you're not using. There's a lot of them. But that's what I had to go through. But I did, and I played it. And once you do that, yeah, you're all set. Once you know what the hell you're doing. Second edition, you can run any kind of game. I mean, it could be really detailed combat with tactics and stuff and modifiers for everything out the wazoo. Or it could be really simple and straightforward, where clerics don't have specific deities they serve, but they're always this generic cleric instead. You could play that way, too. So there's so many ways to play second edition. And it's better organized than first edition. So it's easier to learn. There comes Max. I knew he was going to say something. This triggers him. It's only a nightmare for DMs who can't say no. Well, that's me. That was me. Remember, I love third edition. I did. It certainly was the 5e of its time. But we weren't afraid to tell players to go pound sand with their dumb ideas. There's John Longshore. How you doing, Johnny Long? Instructions say I need to put everyone on time out. We're having a very random chat today, John. We're talking about everything from bell curve, mathematics, statistics, and probabilities to Lynyrd Skynyrd, cultural music. And
everything in between.
Now we're talking about AD&D. If I ran second edition, I'd pretty much be saying no to everything, like Max. Because back when I played it, I didn't say no to everything. I pretty much added about 99% of every optional rule in there. That was my way of thinking. But if I was to play it again, I would definitely say no to most of it. Some things I'd want to use, like I like the idea of clerics having specific deities they serve, and they're different. They have different rules to reflect the deity they serve. That would be kind of fun, but I don't think I need it. So I probably wouldn't use a lot. And I'd probably use For Golden Glory as my base. Yeah. That's what I'd probably do. But I would.
And the only reason I bring that up is, like we've been playing Drachtamonor, which is a very old school feeling game. Kind of want to play the originals from time to time.
Yeah, I'm thinking about running some of them for you. For you and Jesse and maybe a few others. Just to experience what those games were like. Because, Drak Damaner comes from that age, with that mindset, and all this idea of what is an OSR game comes from those days. It comes from these games. And I think you'd get a feel for that. Like you did with Drak Damaner. You'd get a feel for what it was really like to play back in the day.
Well, I love it so far.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it. You would enjoy it. You'll have an epiphany when you play, because it is quite different, as you've been kind of discovering playing Drak Damaner.
Oh yes, it doesn't hold your hand, and then Drachtemana, although a simpler system, it will absolutely put you down. If you're not careful, it will absolutely put you down.
Dizzy's listening in as she's nibbling on grilled cheese and tomato soup. Johnny Long there. I love the idea of tomato soup. Just have never found one that I liked. But the idea intrigues him. Well said, John Long. I'm not a fan of tomato soup at all. Blech.
I don't mind tomato soup, but it's got to be cold outside. Like, it's got to be winter. That's really the only time I enjoy it.
Grilled cheese is good. I never got into tomato soup, though. My old man used to eat it all the time. But nah, I love tomatoes. But I just don't like tomato soup, man. I don't like stewed tomatoes either. I like fresh tomatoes right off the vine. You could put them in salads, make sandwiches, put them on pizza. I don't know. I don't like it when it's stewed, sloshy, and soup. Ugh. Jesse, on the other hand, he absolutely detests tomatoes, period. He's one of those people. You'll have to tease him about that, Kyle.
I will. I absolutely will.
Dizzy says, kind of need the soup right now. The warmth is mainly helping with the pain I'm experiencing. Oh, it's too bad, Dizzy. You hang in there. That soup will do you some good. Yeah. Warm soup. Even if it's tomatoes. Yeah. Kick back and relax. John has something to say tonight. I love fresh tomatoes, especially if there is a squirrel bite in it. Yeah, that's fresh. Or a slug hanging out on the other side. A little protein. I don't know. Do slugs provide protein? I imagine they do. Ugh. Slimy little things. Snails. These aren't snails, though. They're slugs.
Oh my. Fritz is getting an appetite.
So, John, in case you're wondering, I'm holding on to the cavalry that I just finished. I'm going to be adding to the project. The package that I'm sending. As many battalions as I can get done this month before I send it off to him, because he's got a little local game convention that he's going to be running a game in. And he needs all the troops he can get. So I'm going to dig into the other project that I had set for later on. I'm going to dig into that and try and put as many battalions of infantry together, French, to ship to him. I've got 2 battalions cleaned up right now. And I'll just keep doing as many as I can. I got some Leger, You got to tell me now. Who knows French? Who knows proper French? I think Max speaks a little French. Tell me one thing, and this is for everybody that might know. Is the G pronounced J, or is it pronounced G? Or is it dependent on the letters in front and after? Umlauts and all that. Hyphens. I'm curious about that because I have heard people say la guerre, and I've heard people say légère. Légère sounds cool, so I tend to say it more often. But I have no clue because I do not speak French. I speak wargamer French. That's about it. So maybe Max knows that. I don't know. Everybody's going to jump on Google Translate. Which I don't trust. Charles de Gaulle. Yeah, there's a G right there, right? Right? So a hard G. L'art de la guerre. It's pronounced l'art de la guerre, unless everybody that plays that game is pronouncing it wrong. Which wouldn't shock me. The author of that game is actually French, too. I gotta put that in Google Translate. Like Gary with the Y. Let me put it in Translate. I'm curious as hell now. See how these things get to me? I get so distracted.
Fritz has now been fully sidetracked.
Yep. It is a hard G at the beginning of a word. Ah. Ah. See, it's those little things, nuances, you gotta know. I'm on Wikipedia. I don't want to look at Google Translate Wikipedia page. I want to Google Translate. Oh. Yeah, that could be it. Nobody pronounces it right. We're just wargamers. Go multilingual with Weglet. Simple website translation. I'm not even sure how to spell it. I don't even know how to spell it. There's probably a... Damn it. Yeah, there's all kinds of...
Your guess on the French is about as good as mine, Fritz. Outside of almost dating a French lady in high school, that's about as far as I got.
There it is. Let me listen to this. Google Translate says légère. Légère. Which I guess means light in English. Légère. Which is good, because I'm going to say légère from now on. Done. She's actually got a really sexy French voice. Let me see if I can come over here and we can all listen to this and enjoy.
Oh my, Fritz, oh my.
Let's enjoy a sexy translation of légère. There we are. Let me see. Let me see if this will pick up the sound. Where's my web page? There we go. Let's tell me if you can hear this. Oh, say it again, baby.
Oh my god.
Can you guys hear that? I'm going to keep hitting until you...
And none taken, John. None taken.
Oh, you can't hear it? God damn it. Of course you can't hear it because I'm capturing the Discord voice. I gotta add another audio capture. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There it is, Explorer. No, yeah, Edge. Microsoft Edge, not Explorer. That's what we want, right there. Let's capture the sound from that web page. Let's try it now. Tell me if you can hear it now. Let's hear this sexy voice together. It is amazing. I am in love. Add a bob haircut, and I am set for life.
Légère.
Can you hear that?
Légère. 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 Légère.
Yeah, baby.
Légère.
Tell me you heard that.
Légère.
You can butter my biscuit any day she wanted to.
Légère.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, there you go. You are welcome.
Légère.
So it's been settled. They would be known as légère. Said it with this very sexy feminine voice. I don't know if I'm good at that, but close enough.
Close enough for government work. Slap my name on it right now. I'm good with that.
What is this John put in there? He put some kind of crazy sentence here. Let's put that in Google Translate. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Where did there it is. Let's listen to this.
Pour le vous avec moi le McDonald's.
Ooh, man.
Pour le vous avec moi le McDonald's.
One more time.
Pour le vous avec
Calm down,
moi
Fritz.
le
That's my
McDonald's.
line.
Boy, you be quiet. I want to hear her.
Pour le vous avec moi le McDonald's.
Okay, go ahead and talk, Kyle. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm telling you. I'm moving to France. Ooh.
And that's why I always tell you, welcome to France.
What does that mean, anyway? For the you with me, the McDonald's. Well said, John. Well said. Well said. For the you with me, the McDonald's. Ah. Okay, that's enough of this nonsense. Unless French has changes, that first E is not correct. Oh, I don't trust Google Translate. It wouldn't be Lee, it would be lay. I could rock with that. Fritz, you know the French is one of the 7 Romance languages, right? Ah, it is. Just like the color red is the color of passion and romance, fire. What a combination. Bobbed haircut, a beautiful red dress, and a French accent. I'm lost.
You and me both. Like I said, she could slap me up anytime she wanted to, and I wouldn't say a damn thing.
Yep, we're going to McDonald's tonight, baby. Moving on here. 7 Romance languages. Translate something into German. Very romantic languages. No, we won't do German today. No German today. Let's see, my note here says litter box on one side and Shadow and Tom Die on the other side. Oh, that's this Friday. This Friday. Gotta remember that. See, old Tom Die, the minifig guy. La da 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 da. Is my voice too loud? I keep going into the red here.
You sound just fine to me.
Oh my gain is way the hell up. Let me turn that down. That should be better. So anyway, there's our 2 battalions, John. We're all good. We're ready to march off the fields of Germany. I don't know what period he's playing, actually. These guys look like they got the long tail coats. Actually, the infantry, they actually look shorter. I don't know, they're not that short. So these guys are pre-1812. Let's look at the lapels. Can't really tell on the infantry marching. The officers, of course, have their lapels out. And they're definitely the pre-1812 cut jacket. Definitely. I say this because this division, this blister pack here, whatever you want to call it, clamshell, it advertises it as mid-war and late war. So 1808 to 1815. But looking at the models, I would say the uniform is cut to the pre-1812. That doesn't mean you can't use them, though. A lot of regiments maintained the older uniform. It takes time, to issue the new cut uniform. Heck, maybe some regiments didn't want to change. So you can have that stuff mixed in. The French. Yeah, they might be minor allies, too. They might have the older uniform cut. But whatever. Uniformology, folks.
It's got to look right.
For you history nerds. Spanish and Italiano. When it comes to romance, it's all about Spanish and Italian. Ooh la la. Oh, French. My hero wars... wait a minute. John says, my hero wars guild is German. I have to use deep translate daily. Deeple. Unfortunately, I have learned nothing. Unless they all speak English. Wow, 75 cents each. Wow. Man, that's expensive for a 15. To be fair, they're advertised as 18 mil. I got all these all painted, the flesh anyway. These are the Repentia. There's only 5 of them. Actually, there's one more. The 5th one I didn't paint yet. Where is she? Excuse me. I might paint her tonight if I'm online to paint with Jesse. So we're moving along with those.
Got it going on.
So what are you going to do? Eventually you're going to get into 40K? Buy yourself a box of miniatures or something for 40K?
I might.
Yeah. That
I
extra
might.
3.
I'm still on the fence about a lot of things of it.
Let me know when you open the new Penguin Company pack. I haven't looked at them yet. So I guess they're really good. I've seen images of them. They do look pretty good. And which is appropriate for that game. Dennis, we've talked to many times before. He's the kind of guy that would want nothing but the best for that game. And I think Magister Militum was good, but I guess they outed him somewhere along the line. So, yeah, that little relationship didn't last. They were like the official figures for his rules ESR. As you can see from the packaging.
And they just outed him?
I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened, but they no longer are the official miniatures maker. What happened to my thing here? Oh, it bounced me out of the chat for some reason. There it is. But now they're plastic figures, I think. I don't know. Are they plastic or resin? Imagine they're plastic. We could take a quick look. Wow, that is so hot. I'm sorry, I'm still over here.
Pour le vous avec moi le McDonald's.
Oh, damn. Okay. Two corporations scamming each other. Nothing to see here. Keep moving. Yeah. If I was to hazard a guess, it probably had to do with Magister Militum being a little bit shoddy with the packaging. One of the big issues I had, and I mentioned this to both Dennis as well as the clients, that the flags that the packaging came with were 6 mil. The figures are 10. Why are you giving 6mm flags in your packs? So that's an example. And that was an issue that had to be corrected. So I imagine there was things like that going on. So what am I looking for here? These are miniatures. Oh, wow, that's pretty nice. Wow, they're nice. Ten-figure battalions. 10-figure battalions. 12 figures, 6-pounder batteries. Are they Cossack? Yeah, they're Cossack. Yeah, they look pretty impressive. Yeah, he's done a really good job with this. Penguin Empires. Wonder if these are older. Yeah, these are older. 2019. These are the older figures. 2018. The only thing of the game, I would dive right into this really, but the only thing missing for me is that detail at the battalion level. The tactics. This really isn't a game about tactics. It's more about grand tactics.
No, it looks good.
Oh, the games look great. But, you know, I want to form square with my battalions. Come on. I want them to look like they would look if they were in an attack column, for instance. But you can't do that because in this game, a battalion is just one base with 10 figures on it. Could be any number of figures, really, but it's one base. So, and it will always look like that one square base. So that's all, a lot of abstraction going on when that kicks into gear. But the good thing is it still represents battalions, you know. Instead of representing, say, a brigade, you know, they got battalions, individual battalions moving around, fighting, shooting. There's just no real battalion level tactics going on. I kind of like that. I'm in that camp when it comes to Napoleonic gaming. Some people like the big brigades and divisions and corps. Massive formations just spilling out over the battlefield, you know. Let me read the chat. I don't see where the chat is. There it is. Spoke French? I just think with today's technology, I can physically scan a human being, scale them to 10 millimeter, and have perfect soldiers. The bad part is ever see a 10 millimeter bayonet? Yeah, that's true. I couldn't play on shag carpet either, even if it looks like wind-swept wheat. Blah. I have wall full of rules and still only like Empire. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Were you traumatized by shag carpet? Harvest Moon. There you go. So I guess, Kyle, we got to buckle down so we can get our Druk de Mana going on.
Yeah.
I haven't really dug into it as deep as I had planned the past, week and a half because I've been working. But, yeah, that's next. I'm going to start diving heavy into the campaign and prepping that. And I already know what the first session is going to be. I know what to prep for that. So, yeah, I've got that all planned. I just need to do some reading and see what it looks like and get it all set up on Foundry.
And you get it set up in your head for how it wants to go.
Yeah. Yep. Then I got to get you guys all set. You're playing. Jesse's playing. And that's it. I don't think I've actually poked around anyone else. We're gonna have to start poking around, see who wants to give it a whirl. It'll probably be at least about 3 sessions. Probably maybe more.
Okay.
Throughout August. Days to be determined, time to be determined. But it'll probably be at 3 separate sessions at least. And yeah, that'll run through August. It's okay if it runs into September a little bit. That's okay. And somewhere this month, I want to start looking at another game. I'm thinking Alien. Although I've got an urge to play Vaesen again, but I think I'll go with the Alien. I know Max wants to play in that. But I haven't thought about that deep at the moment. But we're at the stage where we better get rolling.
Yep, Drock to honor.
Yep, that's going to be fun. And of course, we're going to keep playing.
Oh, fuck yeah, we are. I'm going to make a fighter and kind of tweak it, make it my way. And
yeah, we'll keep playing the campaign straight on through. We'll just set up a day to do it regular.
Damn right. But I'm going to bow out of here for a little bit, Fritz. I got to take my aunt home, and then I'm going to come back and get a shower, and then I'll be back.
Okay, you'll see me around tonight. No worries.
Okay.
Okay, Kyle. Take care.
Yep, I'll be back here in a bit, guys.
Current state of things. The ESR miniatures line isn't 3D printed. It is 3D. Let me read this. The ESR miniatures line is not 3D printed. Okay. It is 3D sculpted. And thermocast plastic production. And you can see pricing as pre-orders are live. We've published a lot of details about them, all linked off the front page of the website and the miniatures section. Hope that helps. So yeah, they're not 3D printed. What are they made of? Thermocast plastic. So they're plastic. Let me send you the link. You could just do a Google search. Search Google Translate. Just put it in your bar, too. I don't completely trust it, but... yeah, there it is right there. There's the link.
Sergout.
Whoops.
Goutte Gemart.
Darkest Dungeon is on hold. Killed off 2 of my favorite level 5 heroes in an abortion of a raid. Oh, I found Google Translate. Didn't see where the audio is. El Spanish. All right, let's get off this. So tonight I'll give these another shot of glue, and that's probably about it. I gotta let them dry. So I got 2 battalions. So tomorrow I'll put another 2 battalions done, or maybe more. Yeah, we'll get some more of these little guys done. I'll just keep putting them all together. So whatever I can get painted will be what I'll ship out to them. But they're a whole project on their own. It's a whole division, so there's a lot of them. Over 200 plus figures. I'm not going to get all that done. So we'll get as much as we can get done. That's the plan. Doesn't look like much. That's actually 20 figures. Does that look like 20 figures? Maybe, kinda. I don't know. It doesn't to me. It looks like nothing. Type in cuirassier. They want to say cuirassier, as in brassiere. I have always said cuirassier. Well, it is. That, you know what it is? That IER? Whenever you see that, that's that CA thing, that SIER, or whatever it is, the IER. That's that sound. It's like in Darkest Dungeon, there's a courtier, right? That little goblin thing that does the goblin chalice. That's a courtier, but it's written like courtier or something. I think the designers are French. And you got cuirassier, because that's how it's said. I know that. That I know. Or carabinet. There you go. The carabinet. There you go. Because they all got that IER at the end. I don't know what letters cue that to say, but I think it's the IER. So I don't trust Google Translate. You put in a French word and it thinks it's, Northern Sudanese or something. Queer brassiere. Brassier? Queer brassier? I don't know what the hell. Brassiere. Queer brassiere. Oh, come on, John. What's going on here? What kind of language is that? I talked to my French-Canadian friend, and they speak a version of French. It's totally different, though, really. But I said, how do you say this cuirassier word? How is that actually said in French-Canadian? And the way it was spelt, he pronounced it let me think. Oh, cuirassier. That's how he pronounced it. Cuirassier. I don't know if he was fiddling around with me or not, but, that's what he said it was. Believe me, this whole debate, how do you pronounce cuirassier, is a thing. Do some research on YouTube at least, and, listen to some university professors, the way they pronounce it. There you go. They can't be wrong. Come on. The guy's history, the French Napoleonic Wars, he knows how to say it. If anyone does, come on. Or if somebody is a French speaker, there you go. Cuirassier. Jesse knows how to speak Latin, He's teaching me stuff. Got to know people, I'm telling you. Where's the word? Put the word in there and I'll listen to what she says. Where's the word? Let me scroll up. I see shag carpet references. That's not it. Harvest Moon, translate. 5 heroes. Audio. They want type. Oh, okay. Cuirassier. Copy. Go back over there and see what it says.
Cuirassier. Cuirassier.
Sier. She's saying CA. I can hear it.
Cuirassier.
But she's very quick with that. Sie.
Cuirassier.
Sie. Sie. But she's definitely saying CA.
Cuirassier.
It's not as sexy, though. I don't like that word. Get that out of here. Yeah, it's enough of that. I like the sexy lady. Lene. What I have issue with is Marshall's. Lan. Oh, Marshall Lans? Lans? How is that spelled? That's a name, though. Is it in French? I think so.
Lan.
Lan. She didn't even do the S. So there's no S sound there. It's lan. I've always said lans. So maybe it's no S. The S is silent.
Lan.
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 Cuirassier. We can, you guys. Phonetics. I think we're all speaking another language. Wait a minute, we are. So she's saying lan. It sounds like she's ending with a eh at the end, kind of like in German, as if the S wasn't even there. Like that would be lana. Let me listen again.
Lan.
Yeah, she's saying it the same way. Oh, it's translated as Haitian Creole. Wait a minute. There we go. We're back to French.
Lan.
Same thing. Lan. She's almost saying eh at the end. Man, I never said it that way. I always said lans. He's one of my favorites too. The S is silent. Ah, so S is at the end or silent. Lan. So my question is it pronounced lan-a or is it lan? That's my question. Let me listen again.
Lan. 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 Lan.
Lan. I guess it's just lan. 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 Marshal Lan. What I have issues with is Marshall's Lan or Lan-A. Lan-A. Lan-A? Lan-A. Cuirassier. A-Y-E. Cartouche. Cartouche. Shabarak. How do you pronounce that? I always said Shabarak. That's an English perversion of the word. Cartouche or cartouche or cartridge box. Let's put that in there. Let's see what she does with car touche.
Cartouche.
Cartouche. She's just saying cartouche. There's no shay at the end. Damn it. It was so sexy when I said shay. Cartouche.
Cartouche.
Cartouche. Cartouche.
Cartouche.
Cartouche.
Cartouche. Cartouche.
She says it differently.
Cartouche. 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 Cartouche.
She says one happy and she says one sad. Shabarak. That I'm interested in. Shabarak. I don't know, man. That's a shabby word. Q-U-E. Let's say this is the proper spelling. It's in French, so that's... Oh, Swedish. Oh, Let's hear it in Swedish.
Shabrak.
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 K.
Shabrak. 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 Shabrak.
Huh. Very Germanic. Let's put the other spelling in. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Pretty shabby, pretty shabby. Shab. R-A-Q. R-A-Q-U-E. Let's keep it this way.
Shabrak.
It's the same thing.
Shabrak. Shabrak.
So I guess I am pronouncing it right. Shabarak. 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 What the hell's going on today with my stream? Linguistics class all over again. Lans. Lan. Lans as plural. There's more than one lan today. It's the lans. The lans are approaching. Yes, the S is silent. Cartouche, Shabarak. Those stupid French have a different word for everything. I know Swedish. My grandmother would say, hooty tooty bork bork bork. Oh boy. Wow, John. John. I'm watching too much of the Muppets. What's going on here? Well, that's interesting. So I guess I am saying Shabarak correct. Cartouche? Where did I get cartouche from? I've heard people say cartouche. Cartouche. Where is that coming from, if not French? Cartouche. I think the word is French to begin with. When would you ever say chez? Cartouche. Is it like a plural? I don't know. I usually say cartouche or cartouche or just cartridge box. They're all the same to me. Again, this is wargamer lingo we're talking here. Or gamer lingo. If you're a historical wargamer, yeah, you learn these words. Right, John? Even though you don't speak French. My grandmother was Swedish and had a very thick accent. Yeah. You know what? I think I'll put the glue on these. The second shot. I could do that now. Yeah, let's do that. So maybe I could prime them tonight. Oh, that would be awesome. Well, that was interesting. I got Shabrak right. I've never heard that pronounced by anyone in my life. So, kudos to me. Pronounce it like it looks. With a quick glance, anyway. And, at least according to Google Translate. And, Cuirassier. That's pretty much how it's said. Carabinet. Yeah, I get that. Lan was that was a learning one. That's something I didn't know. I guess S's at the end anyway are silent, so that's important. See, in German, when you end a word with E, you're supposed to pronounce the E. It's a sound, which I have a habit of saying. So that's why I ask, okay, if that is it pronounced, if that's silent at the end, that S, is she saying lan or is she saying lan? Hard to tell, but I would guess that it's lan. It wouldn't have that Germanic eh. Although these languages are related, you know. I don't know. Just going by Google Trans. What else? Oh, Leger. So it is Leger, right? Right? Gee, I forgot. It was Leger. So it's l'art de Leger? I forgot I forgot how she said it now. I think it was Leger. Now I'm all confused again. Damn it. I'll have to look it up again. I think it's Leger. That means it's l'art de Leger. Well, according to Google Translate. Got all caught up with these other words. I forgot. La da 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 da. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm missing a guy. Darn it, I got one more guy to put together. I missed a guy, John. I missed a guy. I forgot. One of the figures I was working with, I broke his bayonet off completely. I mean, half the musket went with it. So I put him on the shelf and I forgot to replace him. So I got to get another model out. Can't have that going on. We got to focus on perfection, or as they say in Italy, perfecto. Right, Desi? Perfecto. How romantic is that? A little perfecto. 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 A deep, lingering voice. Perfecto. Let me read. La guerre. Am I reading the same stuff again? I think you guys are repeating because I'm not paying attention. Okay, cartouche. Swedish. Grandmother, thick. John's grandmother. Grandmother was Swedish and thick. Or very thick accent, I should say. Frenchman will never acknowledge. We read that. About 2 vials of Vallejo. Flesh. Number 927, dark flesh, and 845, sunny skin tone. I have that sunny skin tone. Now that I have them home, I don't like either color. I've been there. 18 millimeter needs to be more brown and less orange. Laguerre is Gary without the Y. Laguerre. Laguerre is, yeah, as in Gary, without the Y. Laguerre. So why is it pronounced that way? Because it's starting the word, or it's after le? Probably. Instead of légère. That's interesting, because légère that I'm speaking of is one word. And it means light. Laguerre is two separate, well, words, I guess. And it's pronounced g. Laguerre. That's interesting. L'art de la guerre. The art of war. Whereas légère, one word, means light. It's got the je. At least according to Google. Huh. I'm still going to say le chazy. Leger. You could say whatever you want. You could say it however you want. It's wargaming speak. 40 years of bad French isn't going away in an afternoon. Nothing wrong with that. Bayonets are supposed to break. Yeah, they do. Well, it took half the musket with it. It just bent right over and off. Right up to his wrist. There was nothing left, John. Nothing. It's the rule. 42nd line. Leigny. I know what you mean. Let's see. They spell line a little different too, don't they? Yes. Ligne. Now let's look that up. Now, if I'm correct in thinking this is going to be with a j. Like légère. Okay, so line would have the G in it. Let's go back and spell this. All right, get out of here, Shabrack. Let's capitalize it. Ligne. G-N-E. Let's see if I'm right. Okay, here it is. Yeah, line. Ligne. Ligne. Let's see how it sounds. I gotta say it's got the j. More like ling. I think just line. You mean the G is silent? Okay. Now we got silent G's now?
Ligne.
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 Yeah, the G's pronounced totally different. There's no g or j. It's a ligne. It's like silent almost.
Ligne. 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 Ligne.
I wish she'd talk slower.
Ligne.
Ligne. Jeez. Line. Well, that's interesting. So that's another way to pronounce the G. Probably because it's in the middle and it's after an L and an I. Or maybe because it has an E at the end. Actually, let me listen again.
Ligne. Ligne. Ligne.
She does say at the end. I wonder if the French do that like German does.
Ligne. Ligne. Ligne.
I think just line. I would call 911. She sounds ill, having a stroke perhaps. GN in French is like Out. NG? What do you mean out NG? Or NG. Our NG. Okay. GN is like our NG. Ng. GN. Okay. So with the GN together, that's why you get that sound. Okay. So yeah. Just like everything in life, it's all about context. What's in front, what's after, all that kind of thing. Positioning is important. It's like here's one for you. It's just like in German, especially with a Saxon dialect. The umlaut is very important. This is important because here's a word you've heard before, especially you, John. Blücher. Blücher. Well, in Saxony, or in southern Germany, if there's an umlaut, in this case over the U, which there is in Blücher, it actually means that you pronounce the CH like an SH. So it's Blücher. But that's only with the Saxon and southern German accent. That's why people get confused when I'm saying Blücher when other people are saying Blücher, because there's different ways of saying it. That umlaut is important, especially in southern German. It's the same thing with French. You got the same stuff going on here. Like with the G and an N, for instance, they mean something. Another thing with German is the E at the end. It's always pronounced whenever you see it at the end. Like this would be, in German, it'd be Ligna. That's how that'd be pronounced, Ligna. So it's just like every other language. It's all about context. Again, we're trying to speak wargamer language here, not actual French, but it's nice to know, right? It's nice to know what it actually sounds like after pronouncing it wrong for 40 years. Wow. Dragoon equals dragon. Oh, well, just say it. Say it in Swedish. Hooty pooty bork bork bork. Yeah. That was interesting. I learned something today. Awesome. Thanks, Max. All you guys. Max knows a little bit of French. I don't know if I think he learned a little bit of it. But yeah. If it was Russian, that'd be a different story. Break out the Russian accent. Here comes Max now. Stand back. I better be quiet. All right, I'm done with this. I'm done, I tell you. I'm done. I'll let these dry tonight, and I'm going to give them a good prime with good old Vallejo. That's Italian, right? Vallejo? Yeah. Vallejo, 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 Vallejo. Today's language day, folks. Primero. Vallejo Primero. But yeah, I'm going to give it a good Primero tonight. So these guys will be ready for the painting, which I'll probably do tomorrow. Yeah. We'll start with the coats and the trowel. Do some coats and trowel. John, coats and trowel. And at the same time, we're going to also prep up another 2 battalions. So fingers crossed, that's what we'll get done. Yeah, that's good. French also has accents, like grave, agu, however the hell that's spelled, circumflex, etc. I took 4 years of French back in school. Ah, okay, there you go. I've forgotten most of it, don't we all? But there are things I do remember. We do. When I visited France, I could read and understand it, but not speak it. Yeah, two different things. I assume French also has feminine words and masculine words and neutral words. I don't know. I know very little about French. I took one class in middle school. That was it. But I would assume they have probably masculine words and stuff like that. Do they or not? I'm just curious. If you can remember. That would be an easy one to remember. My great-great-grandmother on her deathbed told my great-grandmother, oh, these stories, John, that her husband was the son of Oscar II of Sweden, i.e. a bastard. He said she was a crazy woman, but there is a resemblance. Oh. How do you spell Leger again? I want to make sure. L-E-G... Oh, God, I don't remember. L-E-G-E-R-E. Yeah. She is saying Leger. Leger. Is it Leger? Well, doesn't matter. Leger. YouTube blocked my French. Wow. What's up, YouTube? It blocked me also. Watch out, John. Take cover. YouTube is on to you. Getting a little crazy with the French tonight. Yeah, we are. Le, L-E, is masculine. L-A is feminine. Ah, so they have it just like in German. And L-E-S is plural. That's different. So how would you say, if I wanted to do a plural of a word, the first thing I'd put is L-E-S, right? But the word afterwards, it's a noun, whatever it is, there's no change to the word. None whatsoever. Like Leger, in this case, we're talking a noun, meaning light troops, I guess. I guess that's the proper way to say light troops, light infantry. I don't know. But it would be less Leger? No change in the spelling? That's interesting. Just looked it up because Google keeps telling you wrong. It is not Leger. It's Laguerre. Is it really? Aw, don't tell me that. I like Leger. All right, I'll make a note of that. But it is one word, though. Because it says Laguerre. Two separate words here. It says G, but they're two separate words. But the one word, like I wrote it here on the screen, that's one word. There's no lay and then guerre. But together, it's said like Leger. Could that be a thing? Because they're together? Yeah, we're getting in the language deep today. What's going on? Because this is one word. Yeah. This word that's on the screen, I think you can see it. This is the word. I'll put it in the chat so you know exactly what I'm talking about. This word here, which I guess means light or in this case, it's saying lightweight. But that's the word. That's a troop type. That's a soldier type. They're called légère. It's one word. That's the way it's written everywhere I see in reference. Now, légère, yeah, légère, like you're talking about it. I know that. That's two separate words, and it's like l'art du la guerre. That's a title of a set of rules, and it's written the way you're talking here. Légère, two words. I don't know if they're separate words or not, but they're separate words. But that's what got me scratching my head, because technically légère and la guerre, they're saying the same thing pretty much, but they're not. They're two totally different words and phrases. The only difference is when you look at it, the LE is separate from the GE, URE or ERE. It's two separate things. That's interesting. And they're pronounced different. Okay, we're all on the same page. Skirmisher, there you go. That's a good interpretation of it. Légère. Again, none of us are native speakers here. So, it's interesting though. Le, the accent makes the E almost sound like an a, ga, ga, a. I don't know. That accent on the E makes it sound like E. Okay, that's enough. All right, let's leave this alone. Let's leave this one alone until we're all in a voice chat. Otherwise, we're just texting nonsense. And I don't want to. I'm ready to go eat now. So I don't want to. That's interesting, though. It's good stuff. Very good stuff. Légère. Good. So I'm going to keep saying légère then. Wargamers speak, regardless. L'art de la guerre, or légère. Two different things. Légère and la guerre. How would you say plural of war? Would you say les guerre? Les guerre. Oh, there we go. Chinese. Japanese. It's actually probably Korean. Is your wife Korean? Where'd you get that on your keyboard? More care. Let me put that in the Google Translate and see what that means. Let's see what that means. There we go. What is that? Wow. Dengwange. What is it though? It's not telling me the language. That means it's all messed up. Where's J? Say Japanese. Toko. I think it would be Les Guerres. But I may be wrong. So it might add an S at the end? That's curious. Toko. The hell is that, John? What does that mean? Oh, it's Chinese. All right, wait a minute. I'm doing Japanese here. Simplified Chinese? Boy. The hell is that? Oh, here we go. Tenagwanga? What is that? Translate by voice. Oh, it won't let me. No, I don't want that. Oh, it won't let me. No, it won't let me. Well, there it is. Dangguang. What the hell does it mean? Doesn't mean light. Why won't it translate? Chinese simplified. Dangguang. Okay, well. Never mind, it's totally wrong. Lighting as illumination. My wife says it's toko, but doesn't mean anything in Japanese. It means nothing. Oh, she's Okinawan. Come on. All right. Let's do a little kanji. Should we do some kanji? No, that's enough of that. This is simplified Chinese. Tuanggang. Dangguang. Dangguang, and I don't know what the hell it means. Oh, there's another Japanese word. Oh, what are you saying there, John? We're having fun with Google Translate here. Yes. Again, simplified Chinese. Let's see what that is. Guangwu Shi. So what does it mean? Guangwu stone? The hell is that, John? That's Guangwu stone. Whatever the hell Guangwu is. That's Japanese. God, you keep switching around here. Let's go back to Japanese. All right, that's enough. I can't pronounce that. Study Takashi. Chi. You gotta say words right in Japanese. That up and down tonations, that's important stuff. Chi. Study Takashi. Shi. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, so I guess that's Japanese. We better be quiet. Noro's watching this. Could be saying some crazy stuff here. Light stone. Light stone. Study Takashi. Study Takashi. Study Takashi. Study Takashi. Study Takashi. Study Takashi. Yeah, okay. That's beyond me. Toko. Wakarimasu. Alright, let's leave it at that. I'm going to get off of this thing. This is getting addicting. I'm going to be on this after we're offline. Now I'm getting curious. Okay, this is all bull. I typed Mitsubishi into Japanese and translated it back to Carnolite. Hydrated potassium magnesium oxide T102. TiO2. All right. Let's get out of there. Ripes. I'm going to close that browser down. All right, folks. It's 4 hours and 22 minutes today. Nice laid-back, leisurely stroll through Google land. Cleaning up some models, having some conversation with my friends here online. Fantastic, John. Max, totally fantasticals. And of course, Kyle and Dizzy and Arn, man, he didn't show up today, sadly, or James. But there was Eric, and there was Doug. Pretty good. And I like it. And I'll be back again tomorrow. In fact, I'll be back again tonight, but that's probably going to be private. Because we're going to play some Drakthamaner. Or maybe just sit around and BS and paint some miniatures. Who knows? But I'll be in my Discord server. Voice chat somewhere. So there is that. So I'm going to call it here and get something to eat and relax. Folks, you guys take care of yourself. Enjoy the evening, John. Max, enjoy yourself. Say hello to Noro. I'm sure she's lingering, peeking into the chamber here. Picking up on these words. Coming from the computer. Toko. And we'll continue that nonsense at another time. So we attempt some Russo-Japanese translations. Yeah, fantasticals. You have a good night too. 4 hours is enough. You accomplished nothing. Thank God we are here to help. I did get these figures done. I did do that as much as I wanted to, but otherwise, nah, nothing. That's a lot of nothing. But you take care of yourself, John, and I'll see you tomorrow as well. Folks, you guys hang in there. And you know why? It's only going to get better. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Talk to you soon.